Hi, my name is MDaves, and I'm going to do a presentation about my home across time. The location of the state of Veracruz is in Mexico, next to the Gulf of Mexico. The state is a crescent-shaped strip of land between the Sierra Madre Oriental to the west and the Gulf of Mexico to the east. Archaeologists believe that the first migration happened 40,000 years ago, and the first ancestors of North America came from Asia. During the last ice age, when the sea levels dropped, they crossed the Bering Strait, and in this way men traveled from north to south from 1,000 years ago, and eventually they reached the south part of America. My hometown did not exist yet, and as you can see in the second map, during this time, 10,000 years ago. But according to archaeologists, there were a lot of groups of people who were nomadic and they hunt animals to survive. 3,200 years ago, we are going to find the first civilization in America that is called the Olmecs. And the Olmecs were settled down in what is known now as the Veracruz state, and you can see on the map all the orange color next to the Gulf of Mexico. The major sites of this culture are marked in red, and La Venta was one of the major sites, and archaeologists estimated a population of 18,000 people. The Olmecs translate into the Nahuatl of the Aztecs as rubber people. They were settled down in the southeast of Veracruz state and is considered to be the first Mesoamerican culture. The first map will show you where was the settlement for the Olmecs and also other important pre-Hispanic cultures that emerged a little later, like Mayas, Zapotecas, Toltecas. Um, the Olmecs were known for being the masters of carving jade, and they also developed agricultural practices, and they're also famous for the legacy of their huge stone head, which had a height of 9 feet and a weight of 40 tons. The picture in the middle shows you how their city looked like during this time. Moving forward, we reach the colonial period 500 years ago with the arrival of the Spaniards to Mexico. Hernán Cortés arrived in 1519 to the port of Veracruz while he was searching for gold in the region. Cortés baptized this coast as La Villarrica de la Veracruz, the rich city of the True Cross, and it's how the city of Veracruz is the first city founded by the Spaniards in Mexico. The port city of Veracruz quickly became Mexico's most important port of entry and had the largest enslaved population during this time. 100 years ago, we had the Mexican Revolution period, and that happens between 1910 and 1920. And during the Mexican Revolution time, Veracruz became a battleground for different factions. There were battles between Mexican leaders and French and American people, also against rebels of all kinds. At the end of this period, there was peace and stability in the state, and you can see in the pictures like how my town looked during those years and how people dress and probably how they lived for during these 10 years of battles. This is a picture of Veracruz in 1919, almost at the end of the Mexican Revolution period. And you can see how many colonial buildings exist in the city and how much infrastructure has been developed during this time. This is my home 50 years ago, and Veracruz continues to be a very important part of Mexico's economy. The state is rich in natural resources and represents approximately 35% of Mexico's water supply. And you can see in the photos how the city is becoming more modernized and more touristic. This is a photo of Veracruz during the 1970s, and you can see how the city looked more modern and urbanized, um, and also is more attractive for tourism. So this is Veracruz today. It's a very modern city and very touristic. Um, the port of Veracruz has become one of the preferred ones in the country for exports to the United States, Latin America, and Europe. Veracruz exports coffee, fresh fruits, fertilizers, sugars, fish, and crustaceans. Um, Also, Veracruz has a lot of festivities, but one of the most important ones is the Carnival, and it's known worldwide because of this celebration in this important port of Mexico. Thank you very much, and I hope you have learned more about my hometown, Veracruz.